I always wanted to serve on a jury.
I'm really super excited to be here, so I really appreciate you having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Creating this whole trial daddy.
I want to give a big shout out to the 13th Jury Podcast and Brandy.
Yeah, I applaud you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
That every time you run into Phil Barber, you should reach for.
And then I just looked to the jury, and it's sort of like, look.
I was in the eye of the storm, and you guys were watching the storm.
Hey, if you're bored of work, come pop in and say, hey, we'll have some coffee.
You are a ray of sunshine, and I love what you've done with your YouTube channel.
Good morning, jurors. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello, my friends. Hello, my family. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend, wonderful days away, wonderful time doing whatever it is you people do when you are not at jury duty. Y'all. Oops. The fan is off. And you can see how dusty it is. So that's not good. But at least it's not going to make everybody dizzy. But also, you shouldn't have a close-up of a fan if you ain't going to dust them blades, bruh. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. What y'all do? What y'all do this weekend? Where y'all been? How you been? How my family been? Bingo was so much fun. For those of you who didn't see the pictures, my nanny is in town, and I love my nanny. My nanny is my best friend. She has always been my best friend. I used to tell people when I was young, when I was little, I used to tell people that me and Nanny were going to get an apartment together when we turned 18. So I'm still waiting. She still hadn't gotten an apartment with me. But I love my nanny. And she's in town. And me and her and my mama and a couple of my friends went to music bingo last night. It was so fun. And Nanny almost won. She was one away from winning. So close, Nanny. So close. It was fun. Kimber's Ohio member for 13 months. Good morning, Brandy and chat. I love bingo. I love bingo too. Music bingo is so much fun too because they play the songs and then like you're singing along and stuff, and it's like it's so much more fun and like, you know, B14 or whatever. Like it's because you get to sing along, and they'll do like different genres and stuff. So last night it was 80s and 90s country because that's Nanny's favorite, and she got to pick. And then they did classic rock. It was so much fun. So much fun. Tiffany Wade, hello, welcome. You look good in green. You look good in green. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'll show you the picture. I'll show you the picture of my sweet nanny. She is adorbs. She's the cutest. I love her so much. She's going to, my mama's side of the family is from Nashville. And, so she's going, she's in town right now. This is my mama and my nanny. This is us at bingo last night. We went to the bingo. Aren't they adorable? My mama's side of the family is from Nashville. So they are going with me to Nashville, and they won't be at Crime Con. They'll be visiting all my cousins and all that stuff, all my Nashville family. So they'll be visiting with them while I am doing the Crime Con thing. But I'm actually staying for a couple extra days so that I can see some of my family and stuff too. So So that'll be fun. So we're taking a girls trip. We turned this whole CrimeCon national thing into a girls trip, but that's my nanny and my mama. I love them so much. Image Twin Mom, member for 10 whole months. 10 whole months. Office today, so lurking. Tell them you've got stuff to do. It just drives me crazy when they make y'all work. You're supposed to be here with us hanging out. I bet it drives y'all crazy too. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Oh goodness. I have become the court coffer once again. Queen Oliver Ruth, I'm member for 13 months. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Oh, RJ, good point. With that fan off, I sure hope the AC is working. I hope it is too, for their sake. That wouldn't be good. They'd be passing out in there. You know, they were getting, one of them got overheated or whatever last week. So if they don't have it on, they're gonna be in trouble. I hope that everybody had a great weekend. Today is the only day what is happening? Real check. Hello. Okay, there we go. All of a sudden the thing where I can hear myself came on. And I don't like it. The only court day that we have this week is today. So I will not see y'all again until, well, I'll go live from CrimeCon at some point. But we won't have another full day until Monday. I will be streaming from the hotel. I'm going to take my laptop. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to be streaming from the hotel on Monday. And then Tuesday is a half day, but I will be missing Tuesday because I'll be driving home. So if I cannot get y'all a substitute streamer, then we'll just have to watch it another time. I'll probably be watching along with y'all while I'm in the car because I won't be driving. My mom wants to drive. She doesn't trust my driving. I'm okay with that. So I'll probably be watching along with y'all in chat, but I will not be streaming because I'll be driving or riding. So I'll figure that out next week, or I'll try to figure it out before I leave and see if we get a substitute streamer or if we're just gonna have to catch up later. But Monday I will be at the hotel, but I will be streaming from the hotel so that we can still watch together. Sound good? All right. Where is, oops, some buttons. Okay, let me see if this works now. Oh, look at us go. I finally got those working again. Y'all did hear it, right? I'm not just dancing to myself. NRL picks, we are back, baby. What's everyone's thoughts on if this jury hasn't done their own research into this case? I think it's impossible for them not to. Too many questions aren't being answered because of Aunt Bev. We have to, like, trust and hope. You know, you never really know. But it would be hard on that jury, though, because there's so many unanswered questions. And there's so many things that just don't, that ain't, so much math that ain't mathin'. I'm surprised that they could even keep up. It's been wild. It has been wild. Let's see. Good morning. The kids are with the O'Keefes in court today. And heard from a local nurse friend that Dr. Justin Rice, Good Sam's ED doc, is to testify today. Ooh, interesting. We're finally getting to some of that. Finally. Soul Glow, good morning, everyone. Finally made the move to Florida. Now it's city searching. Oh, I love it in Florida. You'll love it. You'll love it. Everything's better in Florida. I don't know. I have to ask her. I haven't had a chance to ask her, but because I don't know when she's going back. If she's going to be back home in time. I don't know if she's staying the extra days at CrimeCon or not. Bryce Productions, hello. Do you think Karen Reed is innocent or guilty? I think that she is innocent until proven guilty. So we have to see what happens during the trial. It's too soon to know anything. Jolie, get to 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Jolie. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to our new members. Welcome to our new members. You look good in green. Thank you, Jolie. I appreciate that. Thank you. How far on the lawn from the street was John O'Keefe found? Well, Missy, that depends on who you ask. It has been estimated anywhere from 8 to 20 feet. Everybody says something different. So, no clue. Today is the only day for trial this week, yes. I have been working on, I had one nice day off. I had one day off this weekend. And then yesterday and Sunday, I worked on the podcast. So I plan on trying to finish it today and tomorrow so that I can release it on Thursday morning. I've been trying to release them like early Thursday mornings. Some of them I've gotten out a little bit early, but trying to get it together. There's just so much because I'm putting Jen McCabe in this one, and there's so much. But there's a couple things I picked up on when I went back and to put everything together again, because I have to go back and listen again because I miss so much when I'm streaming. So I picked up on a couple things that I'm putting in there too. But so I got a pack tomorrow also. But I'm going to try to finish the episode between tonight and tomorrow and then get it released by Thursday morning. So even though there won't be court Thursday, the new podcast episode should be out Thursday. So at least you'll have that. At least there's that. Confused Squirrel, I'm waiting for these medical professionals to testify. As of right now, I have no clue how John died. It has not been a very clear situation thus far. And also, speaking of which, I've noticed that there are a whole lot of people speaking for me, which I don't like. It's probably part of the reason that I didn't like being married. I don't like people speaking for me. I don't like people who don't watch my coverage and have not listened to my podcast speaking for me. If y'all hear anybody saying what I think, y'all spend enough time with me to know what I think and what I don't think and what I've made my mind up on and what I haven't. I don't know why people think that they can speak for me. I don't like it. I don't know why. When I was married, I wouldn't even let my husband speak for me. I don't know why people who barely know me from the internet think that they can speak for me. It drives me nuts. People are crazy. This case has brought out the crazy in folks. People shouldn't speak for other people. Be Kind Tiger, remember 12 whole months, 1 whole year plus a bit. All I want for my anniversary today is hit the like button because Brandy won't ask you. I know, Be Kind Tiger, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad about remembering to ask people to hit the like button. I'm really bad about it. But y'all take care of me on that. Y'all do great. So I appreciate it because I sure do forget. I just get caught up talking to y'all and then forget. Let's see. Can't wait to hear about the cell phone that got dumped in a military base dumpster. Yeah, I know, that's where we left off. And he was only allowed to ask us one more question. He got that one more question, and Bev's like, all right, pack it up. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, people. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all come on in. Are you going to live stream the Brian Koberger murder trial? More than likely, if it is live streamed, yes, I will. I have all of my charts and stuff that I've done on that. I kind of put on hold while I was doing all of this, but yeah. Natalie, oh, get to the membership. Camera's moving. Camera's moving. We have movement, people. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Are we at the point where we can assume the Commonwealth aren't going to call Proctor? Struggling to work out the logic. I'm not calling him yet. You know, they have not called any of the state police yet. So it's like they went through the first responders, like the people who were first on the scene, and then they went through everybody and their mama who's ever been to CF McCarthy's or the waterfall. And now I guess we're going to get into like the hospital staff and all that. We've still got experts, but we have not even got to any of the state police yet. And I mean, we haven't got to any of the experts, none of the state police, none of the hospital personnel. Now we have Higgins medical records that are going to be coming in. I mean, we got this train has derailed. But if they have to, because they have to call him because he's the lead investigator, and they know that if they don't, the defense will. And their best bet with the jury is to get ahead of all that mess. Proctor has almost single-handedly destroyed this case. Well, not single-handedly, because Lord knows those first investigators had a big hand in destroying it also. It's them solo cups, the Stop and Shop bags. But he has done a terrible disservice to the investigation into the death of Officer O'Keefe. The reason that there are so many unanswered questions and so many things we don't know and so many holes and so many problems is because of what a horrible job he did. And they have to call him, not only because of the inappropriate stuff like looking through her phone without a warrant and looking for nudes and all that stuff. Aside from all that, just all the things that he completely dropped the ball on, they're going to have to call him because the Commonwealth's going to have to get ahead of that in order to, like, not, otherwise they're basically just throwing him to the wolves for the defense. So, and if they do that and they don't get ahead of it, then the defense is just going to have a field day with that. I bet Jackson will be doing that one, if I had to guess. Jenny C, happy Tuesday. Just check it in real quick for work. I'll be a replay warrior later. Have a great day. Thank you, Jenny C. Have a good day at work. Thank you. Thank you. The OnlyFans isn't on. It's not. And it's dusty. They got them a dusty OnlyFans. Fan is off today. Don't know why. Do I have a radio on? No, that is the... Look, I can mute this. They have that, that audio does that for whatever reason when they don't have it. It's weird. Are you going to live stream Donna Adelson's trial? I have gone back and forth about this because I think that the trial, my college roommates, the one who they went to their friend's house and then were roasting marshmallows and then found out that she had killed her husband and buried him under the fire pit where they were roasting marshmallows. That one is supposed to be in trial about the same time. So I might do that one instead. I have not fully decided yet because I already did Charlie's. We already know most of the evidence. So I'm not real sure yet. Have not decided yet. How many days do you think are left in Karen Reed trial? 1 million. 1 million. Rice Productions. 1 million days. All of the days. We will be here until Christmas. Sure does seem like it. I mean, I'm saying we've got at least, yeah, at least 3 weeks. Because defense was saying that it'll probably take them 2 weeks. And we haven't even heard from any of the experts yet. We haven't even heard from any of the state police yet. Lord knows Lally will get up here and say, what, if any, about 742 times per sentence for every single person. It's just ridiculous. It's where we live here now. This is just where we are. We'll never be anywhere. Brian Pickleball, hello, my friend, hello. It's good to see you. It's my friend Brian. I still need to know what the set list for the band. The band hasn't even testified. All we know is that they were loud. Still hadn't heard. They played Sweet Caroline. Still hadn't heard anything about their set list. None of that. Still got to hear from them. Will today be the day that Lally presents evidence against Karen Reed? Maybe. We know that there's evidence that looks bad for her. We just have yet to get there. Now, I kept saying, though, those texts are coming in. Those texts are going to be coming in. And so finally, they did have the text finally introduced. But not much else other than that. Pride Bear, get your membership. Thank you so much, Pride Bear. Thank you.
Jim, counsel at sidebar.
Counsel, can I see it sidebar?
Counsel at sidebar. Oh, well, we almost got started. Almost got started. Robert, thank you so much. Melissa, member for 4 whole months. Love my 13 Juror fam. Hope to see you in Nashville. I will be there. And some of our mods will be there. Some of our members will be there. We will be there.
Versus Karen Reed. Can I have counsel identify themselves for the record?
Adam Lally for the Commonwealth. Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Lally.
And Alan Jackson's out there today.
for the Commonwealth.
Morning, Ms. McLaughlin.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little.
Good morning, Ms. Little.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Unetti for Karen Reed.
Good morning, Ms. Giannetti. Good morning, jurors. Before
You are unmuted.
I just want to mention that Attorney Jackson is not here today. Please don't consider that in any way. Certainly don't hold it against Ms. Reed for him not being here. Just don't consider it at all in your deliberations. So I do have to ask you those 3 questions. Were you all able to follow my instructions and refrain from discussing this case with anyone? Yes. Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively. Were you also able to follow the instruction and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case? Yes. Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively. Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left here on Friday? No. Everyone said no. Thank you very much. All right, let's bring Mr. Higgins in, please. And Ms. Giannetti, you'll be taking over?
I will, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hear ye. Oksana, thank you so much. I hope to see you in Nashville also. I got to see you last year.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the evidence given to the court and jury in the case down here to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help
Thank you
God.
so much.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Proceed, Your Honor.
Yes. Oh, he's ready. He's jumping right on in.
Sir, you provided to investigators what you claim were the complete text exchanges between yourself and Karen Reed and yourself and John O'Keefe, correct?
What I provided was the complete, I let them know that it was a complete exchange between myself and the defendant. And I said that I may have had other text strings at other times with Mr. O'Keefe.
I'm going to proceed to ask you a series of questions which call for a yes or no answer. Can we agree that you'll answer yes or no to those questions?
If I can answer yes or no to the best of my ability, I will.
All right, I'm going to keep the questioning very simple, sir, okay? You did not provide to investigators any other text messages between you and anyone else.
That's correct.
In September of 2022, you were served with a preservation order for your phone, were you not?
Yes.
After September of 2022, you never received anything in writing that canceled or lifted that preservation order, correct?
That's correct.
After September of 2022, you made the decision to dispose of your phone without consulting anybody about the decision to throw out your phone, correct?
Yes.
Before you threw the phone away, you did a factory reset of it, did you not?
No, I did not.
Well, you've previously testified that you testified in another proceeding on June 1st, correct, of 2023?
Yes.
Prior to that June 1st
That was the
testimony, you met with some people and gave a statement on May 5th of 2023, did you not?
I did meet with them. I don't know if that was the date.
Okay. It was prior to June, correct?
Yes.
All right. May 5th doesn't sound wildly inaccurate, does it?
No.
And when you met with those people on or about May 5th, we'll say, or whatever date it was prior to June 1st of 2023, you told them that you did a factory reset of your phone ending in 5421. Did you not?
I don't recall that. No. I don't recall making that statement.
You don't recall what you said about the factory reset during that interview, we'll call it, in May of 2023, correct?
That's correct.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Oops. Oh my goodness. Stop pressing buttons, Brandy. Okay, the July all of the summer stuff from 2023 is all the
Direct
Fed
your
stuff.
attention to the first highlighted line there, sir.
Why don't you give him a second?
If you'd read that silently to yourself and look up at me when you're done.
Jackson had a previous, he hadn't, we knew he wasn't gonna be able to be here. I can't remember if it's like a family thing or something. He had something planned today, he couldn't be here. Part of why they were trying to get this all done on whatever day we were here, Friday. I love a good Unetti impeachment first thing in the morning. That's one thing about this. That's the crazy thing about this is that if all of them are truly innocent of anything, they sure do a bad job of showing it.
All right, may I approach?
Yes.
Having read that document, sir, does that refresh your memory about telling those people in May of 2023 that you did do a factory reset of your phone?
That's not accurate. I did not tell them that. And I also didn't tell them that I saved texts with my father.
All right, so your testimony is that they got it wrong, correct?
My testimony is I didn't make those statements.
Your testimony is that they got it wrong, yes or no?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, in any case, you took the SIM card out of your phone, correct?
No, what I testified to was that it's...
Did you take the SIM card out of your phone, yes or no?
I don't know.
Did you testify that that's what you do when you get rid of phones, sir?
What I said was that might have been the extent of it if I was to have done that.
And you either cut up the SIM card or ripped it up, correct?
I believe what I testified to was
I'm
I
not
would have...
asking you what you testified to. I'm asking you today, did you either cut up the SIM card or rip it up?
Cut it up or broke it.
And you will agree with me that cutting up or breaking the SIM card destroys the SIM card, does it not?
The card itself, yes.
That would have been the purpose in terms of cutting it up or ripping it up, to destroy it, correct?
Well, so nobody else could use the phone.
Well, that was my next question. But
In another phone.
But the purpose of cutting up or ripping up or the SIM card is to destroy the SIM card, is it not?
Yes.
And you wanted to make sure that somebody couldn't put that SIM card in their phone and potentially access your data, correct?
No, that wouldn't be the reason why.
We already talked about the fact that you testified under oath on June 1st of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you were under oath when you were testifying on June 1st of 2023, correct?
Yes.
You swore to tell the truth.
Yes.
You raised your right hand.
That's correct.
And June of 2023, June 1st of 2023, was about a year ago, correct?
Yes.
It was about a year closer to your throwing your phone away, correct?
Yes.
And in that testimony that you gave in June 1st of 2023, did you say the following, quote, "I made sure that somebody couldn't put it in their phone"?
Yes, I did say that.
Well,
In fact, by either cutting up or ripping up your SIM card, you also knew that that SIM card couldn't be put back in your phone either, correct?
Yeah, I believe that would be correct.
And you'll agree with me that you took that destroyed SIM card and put it in a trash bag, did you not?
I believe it went in a trash bag, yes.
Well, you used a passive voice. It went in a trash bag. Did it fly out of your hand unexpectedly into a trash bag, sir?
No, sir. It would have been disposed of with the phone.
No, I understand, but are you reluctant to say that you put it in a trash bag, sir?
Objection. Can you answer that? Are you reluctant to say that?
No, Your Honor, I put it in a trash bag. Or with my
And
trash.
then you also took your phone, now without the SIM card, and you put that in the trash bag too, did you not?
Yes, sir.
Then you drove to a military base and you threw both the destroyed SIM card and the phone into a dumpster, did you not?
Well, I was cutting through the base, and I believe how I testified
Did you drive
was
to a military base, sir?
I was cutting through a base, yes.
Did you drive to it?
Yes, sir.
And then you put both the destroyed SIM card and the phone itself, which were in a trash bag, into a dumpster on that military base, did you not?
I believe that's what I did, yes.
And as you were driving away, you knew that that destroyed SIM card and the phone would be gone forever, correct?
Yes, I threw it away.
And before you drove away, you did not transfer anything from your old phone to the new phone, correct?
That's correct.
You lost all of your photos on that phone, did you not?
Whatever photos I had on there, I did, yes.
You lost all your videos on that phone, did you not?
To the extent if I had any.
You lost all of your other text messages besides the ones that you had with Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, correct?
That's correct.
And you knew that you did have text messages on that old phone with Kevin Albert.
He's a friend, most likely.
You also had text messages on your phone with Nicole Albert.
Most likely, yes.
And you had text messages on your phone with Brian Albert.
Yes.
It was important to you that no one see those text exchanges that you had with those three members of the Albert family.
Objection. I'll let him have it.
No, sir, that's not true.
You took no steps to preserve those text messages, did you?
That's correct.
You did not ask your friend Matt Kelch, the agent, to help you extract those text messages, did you?
That's correct.
And when you went to that machine, you did not extract them yourself, did you?
He walked me through it. I did do the extraction.
You did not extract the 3 strands of text messages with Nicole Albert, Kevin Albert, and Brian Albert to preserve from that machine, did you not?
No, I did not extract those.
So the only place you knew they existed was on your old phone, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The same phone that you put into a dumpster on a military base with a SIM card removed from the phone and destroyed, correct?
Well, I did throw the SIM card and the phone on the military base.
Right, and the SIM card was destroyed. You've already testified to that.
I said to the extent of if I did that, I would have done that.
And we're talking about the actual phone that would have had your text messages, again, with Brian, Nicole, and Kevin Albert, correct?
Yes, because the motion was denied.
Well, you've already testified, sir, earlier that you never received anything in writing that either canceled or lifted the initial preservation order, correct?
That is correct.
You knew when you were throwing that phone and the destroyed SIM card in the dumpster that from that day forward, no one would ever be able to access the content of what you and Brian Albert had discussed by text messages on your old phone, correct?
Anybody.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Lally?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lally sounds annoyed already.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
If I could take you back just for a moment to January 29th, early in the morning, you're pulling away from the Albert home, correct?
Yes.
And you had the plow down on the front of your Jeep Wrangler, is that correct?
Initially, it was still on the ground, yes.
And about how long distance, again, was that on the ground before you pulled that up?
Maybe a foot.
And with relation to the curb, specifically in front of the area with the flagpole and the fire hydrant, how close to the curb were you when you were pulling away from the Albert house?
I believe I looked both ways. There was no vehicles coming in either direction. I pulled out into traffic, and because that's a one-lane road, if there's no other vehicles, I'd be more to the center of that road.
Now, maybe a silly question, but with reference to the front of your Jeep Wrangler, that didn't have any red plastic pieces or anything like that on the front of it, correct?
At what time? At what point?
At any time.
No.
And that's the same Jeep Wrangler that you then drove to the Canton Police Station immediately after?
Directly from there, yes.
And then you drove that same Jeep Wrangler back to your home in West Roxbury?
Yes.
And then you drove that same Jeep Wrangler back to Fairview Road later on that morning?
Yes.
And then you drove that same Jeep Wrangler from Fairview Road to the Canton Police Station again later that morning, correct?
Yes.
Now, the text communications between yourself and Ms. Reed, again, who initiated those?
The defendant did.
And that was on January 12th, 2022, correct?
About 8:23 in the evening, I believe.
Now, with reference to that, what she claimed happened in Aruba, that was something that she mentioned to you via text, correct?
The incident itself, I believe, was through text, but I believe the actual location was when she had stopped by my place in West Roxbury.
So that's to my point. So, sir, with regard to the incident itself, she referenced that both via text and in person to you as well.
Yes, that's correct.
And the kiss that she planted on you in the garage at Mr. O'Keefe's house, that was again something that she mentioned both in text and verbally in person. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Hey, Ricky Watson.
Now, as far as the ghosting that you were asked questions about last Friday, there were some text messages between you and the defendant on January 19th, correct?
What was the date? I'm sorry.
January 19th.
19th?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you recall if there were any text messages between you going either way, between yourself and the defendant, between January 19th and January 23rd?
I think there were, not 100%.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Yeah, he can't remember if he destroyed his SIM card, but he remembers the text at 8:23 p.m.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 104A.
Ricky Watson, you're the first 13th monther. Happy anniversary.
Direct your attention to the back there, specifically the back page, but a little bit before that. If you could just let me know whether or not there's any text messages between yourself and the defendant, Ms. Reed, between January 19th and January 23rd.
Yes. Looks like the 19th and the 23rd, both text messages.
But in between those dates, and what I'm asking about is January 20th, January 21st, January 22nd. There's no text messages on any of those dates, correct?
I don't see any.
And then as far as between January 23rd and January 28th, January 28th is when you texted her while you were both within the waterfall, correct?
On the 28th, yes.
So between the 23rd and the 28th, so on January 24th, January 25th, January 26th, January 27th, you didn't send any text messages to her, you didn't receive any from her, correct?
I don't believe so, no.
And then beyond that one text message that you testified to on the 28th, the next text message you received from the defendant was in regard to John being dead on the 29th, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, you asked some questions about these text messages and whether or not you discussed them with various people. Did you discuss those text messages with anyone?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And why not, sir?
To be honest with you, I mean, on a personal level, I kind of keep things to myself. I was a little embarrassed. Wasn't really proud of them. Kind of maybe didn't show me in a good light with respects that I was John's friend.
And so with regard to that text on January 28th that you had sent her in the waterfall, she didn't respond as she was in the waterfall with her boyfriend, Mr. O'Keefe, correct?
That's correct.
Now, if the defendant did not have a boyfriend, wasn't dating Mr. O'Keefe, would you have been interested in pursuing anything further with the defendant?
I can't say. I don't know.
What, if any, reservations would you have based on the conversations that you had?
Just everything was so out of left field. I just found it hard to believe.
Now, with reference to going to the Canton Police Station after Fairview Road and moving the vehicles around, which is closer to the Canton Police Station? Your home in West Roxbury or the home on Fairview Road?
The home on Fairview Road would be.
And with the impending weather, why was it that you went to the Canton Police Station to move the vehicles around on that occasion?
Because as I stated before, if I didn't do it then, I would have had to come back in the morning. And I knew the weather was going to be getting worse. I knew that I had a long day. I had been in New York. I had been out the night before in New York, and I just thought it was best to get them moved at that point.
Now, you were asked some questions on Friday about a phone call or something in a call log from about 2 o'clock or 2:22 in the morning of January 29th. Do you recall that?
I recall the questions, yes.
And you have an iPhone, or you had an iPhone, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, when you make a call on an iPhone, as you sort of place that call, you hit the button, there's sort of a timer that comes up and it starts counting off seconds as the call is being connected, correct?
I believe so.
Objection.
I'll allow it. Well, I'll allow it.
And so seconds are ticking off while the call is being connected, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And if a call is connected, then it starts ringing, and unless someone picks up immediately, there are further seconds that are ticking off on an iPhone while that call is ringing through, correct?
I believe so.
The objection sustained is to the form.
You were asked some questions about a call or a call back between yourself and Brian Albert around that time frame. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And you were trying to explain sort of what your answers were in that prior proceeding in reference to this, correct?
Yes.
What, if anything else, did you want to explain to the jury in regard to that?
Objection.
In that form, I'll sustain it.
I was about to say.
You were asked some specific points as far as your testimony in the prior proceeding, correct?
Yes.
What, if anything else, did you say in reference to that in the prior proceeding?
Objection.
Sustained is to the form, Mr. Long.
Did you ever speak with Brian Albert at 2:22 in the morning on January 29th?
No, I did not.
Do you recall making a call or receiving a call from Brian Albert around that time?
No, I do not.
You were asked some questions on Friday regarding key card access within the Canton Police Station, correct?
Yes.
Now, as far as that door that you utilized, you would testify on Friday that you would sort of park down towards the back and then come in through the Sallyport area, is that correct?
So I believe I was referring to one of the two Sallyport doors.
And that was sort of your cut through in order to get to your office?
Yes.
Now, with reference to that particular area, as far as going in and out from the parking lot of the Sallyport, does the key card, do you have to swipe a key card in order to go in and to go out?
So sometimes if you're close to the door, maybe having a conversation with somebody, it could activate the key card itself. But physically, if I'm going into the door, I would take it out and I would swipe it. I would hold it to the card reader. Some are more sensitive than others, is what I'm trying to say.
And similar to when you're going in, when you're going out, does that require sort of swiping or using the key card in order to go outside?
So there are some doors that you need to swipe out of, and I believe the booking room and the Sallyport itself are doors such as those.
May I approach?
Yes.
If he didn't get there until 1:30 and it's a mile away, what, and he says he left early, what did he do in between all that time?
If you could just take a look at that and look up when you're finished. You recognize that, sir?
Yes.
Is that the same document that was, essentially the same document that was placed before you on Friday?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a 167-page document encapsulating different key swipes within the Canton Police Station on January 29th, 2022, correct?
Yes.
And from those 167 pages, at least on that first page, does there appear to be about 27 entries there?
Yes.
And so from 27 entries over a course of 167 pages, that'd be somewhere north of 4,500 entries within those 167 pages. Does that sound right?
Well, I went to public high school, but I'll take your word for it.
Would it surprise you that there are 18 entries within those 4,500?
So not what would surprise him. Ask the question differently, Mr. Long.
You know that there are 18 entries that contain your name within those records? Objection. Form of the question.
No, I'll allow that.
Are you asking me if in the 167 pages, there's only 18 entries with me?
Yes.
I did not know that, no.
Would that surprise you as far as your, well, let me rephrase that for a minute. Now, with respect to your travels around Canton Police Station on that particular day, would you quarrel with 18 entries as far as where you went and what you did in Canton PD that day?
No, in and out, nope.
I mean, 18 entries is 18 doors that he's going in and
Now,
out
sir,
of.
with respect
That's not in and out,
to
really.
your phone, you were provided notification in regard to a preservation order in regard to your phone sometime in September of 2022, correct?
I received a subpoena on September 30th, 2022.
And that was in regard to a hearing at which counsel for the defendant was seeking your physical phone as evidence, correct?
Yes.
And is it your understanding, or were you informed after that date, sometime in early October of 2022, that that motion had been denied?
So I believe it was October 21st of that year, I was made aware that that was denied on actually October 5th.
Are you aware of a 30-day period by which a defendant has to file some sort of notice of appeal of a motion? Objection.
I'll allow that.
I know typically there's appeal periods. In this particular sense, I wasn't familiar with the preservation order itself. What a preservation order was with respects to, that was kind of all new to me. Usually in an investigation that I'm conducting, it's a search warrant, I take the phone. I don't ask people to preserve it through a court order, if that makes sense.
And so when was it that you disposed of your phone?
It would have been, it was about 2 months after that,
And why was it that you disposed of the phone?
because it was beaten, it was broken up, and I had already had a new phone, and only explanation is I threw it away. That's it.
Now, beyond sort of this case, what, if anything else, was going on with reference to your personal phone that led you to want to get rid of it?
So in July of 2022, I had a target of an investigation I was working who alleged that he called me on my personal cell phone, and when I questioned him as to the fact how he obtained my personal telephone number, he told me that his girlfriend had obtained it off of open source internet, which I later confirmed that number was out there.
What, if any, concerns did that raise for you, sir?
Well, I had a lot of concerns, and so July of 22 is when I probably started thinking about, you know what, I got to get rid of the telephone number itself.
And a lot of the work that you were doing, at least at that time, was undercover work. Is that correct?
Before this case right here, yes.
Now, as far as the SIM card that you're talking about, do you have any specific memory of doing anything with that SIM card?
No, and that's how I testified in that other hearing, that to the extent of what I would have done is I would have cut it up or broke it. And the concern would be that to my understanding, that's not holding any photos, that's not holding videos, that's not holding my contacts, it's holding phone information itself.
And as far as photos or videos or what, if anything, like that, did you even have on your phone?
I didn't have much in the sense that I'm divorced, I don't have kids, I didn't have the typical memories that somebody would have had on their phone that they wanted to preserve. They were more like the text messages with the defendant, where it would be a drink glass at a bar, food, something along those lines. I had more of a connection to my work phone and more of a value to my work phone than I did my personal phone.
Now, as far as that military base down the Cape, how often, let me ask you this, when you lived at the residence in Barnstable County, what would you do with your trash down there?
Well, if I was going through and I had trash or some recycling, and I was either getting gas on the base or hitting the duty free, I would occasionally toss a bag of trash in one of the dumpsters there. Or if I forgot, I would throw it out when I got back to my other property. And at the time, at one point, I was living in Canton, and I had the house there, and then I sold it, and then I had the in-law I was renting, so I had other options to throw things away.
Did you have trash pickup at your residence in Barnstable?
No.
So if you were to throw away anything, any sort of trash, it would have to be either at the base or at one of your other homes.
It would be somewhere else.
And so with reference to the phone and the SIM card, if you even did you drive specifically to the base to throw your phone away, or were you throwing it away with other trash?
It was just with other trash.
You were shown some call logs or some toll records or something to that effect last Friday with respect to calls that you had made or received around January 29th, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes.
And was that anything that you had specifically preserved and given to the troopers, or that was something that someone was able to obtain even without your phone or without your SIM card, correct?
That's correct.
May I approach this to retrieve, Your Honor?
Yes.
One moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
La Tour de Trash Can.
Well, sir, going back to January 29th, pulling away from the residence on Fairview Road, you didn't see anything on the side of the road, is that correct?
Absolutely not, no.
And what is it that you would have done had you seen anything, or had you seen Mr. O'Keefe on the side of the road on January 29th?
I've spent my whole life between being a firefighter, working in the profession that I work now, being a tactical medic, if I had saw John O'Keefe on the side of the road, I would have done something to make a difference.
I have no further questions.
Can we approach one?
Yes. Jurors, feel free to stand up and stretch.
I was about to say I wish I would have. You know, it's funny because I just put that in the podcast episode I've been working on this weekend. I made note that that's been said by 3 different witnesses so far. So does any of that clear anything up for y'all one way or the other? Does it change or shift your opinion on anything that has been said thus far? Nope. Okay. Everybody's like, nope. Nope. Shock and horror. Thank you, Zoe. I was outside. Saturday, I took the day off and actually went to the beach and enjoyed it, and it was lovely. So, got my tan on. And then got fussed at by everybody on social media to use sunscreen. Jessica, hello! Member for 6 Home. Hey, Jess. Happy anniversary. I can't wait to see you this weekend. And also, Tuesday's a half day of court. I'm gonna be driving home from Nashville. If you want to substitute stream, hit me up. Stream it to both of our channels. Oh, Yaneti's coming back.
Sir, you testified that a prime motivator of you to get rid of your phone was a July 22nd call from a target of an investigation that you were working on?
I never said it was a prime motivator.
Was it a prime motivator?
No, what I testified to was that the phone number was what I was concerned about primarily.
Right.
Didn't have anything to do with the phone.
Okay. You did not change your phone number on July 22nd, correct?
July of 2022? Is that what you mean?
The date that you received a call, supposedly, from a target of an investigation you were working on was July 22nd of which year?
So I believe it was July 25th to 2022.
July
I was so
25th.
concerned that I reported it to my supervisor.
Right, but you did not change your phone number after that for quite a while, correct?
I believe it was September.
Okay. So for those months, you kept the same phone number and kept the same phone, correct?
I did.
And September happened to be the month that you received the preservation order from this court, correct?
September of 22, yes.
Right. Now, with regard to the text exchanges that you had with Karen Reed, you testified that you were embarrassed about them?
Well, I wasn't proud of them.
I think your word was embarrassed, correct?
I can agree to that. That's fair.
Well, you already testified to that, right?
I believe that
About
might have
5
been
minutes ago?
might have been a word I used, yes.
And you also explained that you would keep things like that to yourself, correct?
That could be something, yes.
However, you would also agree with me that while they were going on, you told your boss about that text exchange, correct?
Well, I told her about the kiss.
Do you deny telling your boss about the texting that you were doing with Karen Reed?
I don't know if I specifically recall that, no.
But you don't deny it, sir, correct?
It's possible that I told her about that. I'm not going to deny it.
All right. And in any case, those text exchanges were preserved. You preserved those before disposing of your phone, correct?
Correct.
And with regard to the other text exchanges that you did not preserve with the Alberts, including Brian Albert, are you familiar with the term consciousness of guilt, Mr. Higgins?
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection sustained.
I may have a moment.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen, for the super sticker.
Just one more thing. With regard to the date that you changed phone numbers on your phone, you would agree with me that was September 29th of 2022?
When I actually changed the phone number?
That's what I just asked.
Yes, I also got a new phone, yes.
Okay. September 29th of 2022, you changed your phone number and got a new phone. And then September 30th, the next day, you were served with the preservation order, correct?
I got the preservation order on the 30th, that's correct.
Nothing.
All right, Mr. Higgins, you are all set, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, hold the phones. Hold the phones. So,
All right, Mr. Lally, who's your next witness?
May we approach?
Sure.
hold the phones. So, both him and Brian Albert got rid of their phones the day before the preservation order. Is that what he just said? That's not what they said, right? One day before. Okay.
We're going to take a 10-minute recess.
You are unmuted.
All rise to the court, please. Follow me.
Now, call me crazy. We talk so much about how there are no coincidences in true crime. Getting rid of your phone one day before a preservation order is a coincidence. Two of the main people that they're questioning getting rid of their phones
All right,
the day
so
before.
Mr. Lally, your next witness is a juvenile?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so there's a specific media order that there'll be no transmission of this testimony. And by agreement of the parties, the child witness will be sitting in the courtroom, in the witness stand when the jury comes back in. And that's by agreement, Ms. Giannetti?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so 10 o'clock or so we'll come back out?
Court, all rise.
So the niece and nephew,
Goodbye.
the niece and nephew are going to be, so we're not going to be able to hear any of this. They'll be giving updates on Twitter. Some of the reporters that are in the rooms are in the room. No, they're not. The media order is they're not doing any kind of transmission of this. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about the phones for a minute, because getting rid of your phone the day before a preservation order is ironic or coincidental or whatever. But both of them getting rid of it the day before, I knew Brian Albert did. I did not realize that Higgins got rid of his the day before he got the notice too. I did not realize that his was one day before as well. That's a heck of a coincidence. Does that mean that they are guilty of murder? No. Does it look really sketchy? Heck yeah. I mean, that looks like they were, I mean, it looks like they're tipped off. And and I'm not saying that they're hiding anything that has to do with this, but it looks like they're hiding something. That's how that looks. I don't. Okay. 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 He's bouncing out. All right. Let me mute this because it's going to be that like radio sound thing is going to drive me crazy. I mean, it doesn't look, because looking at that from, like, let's say you know nothing else about anything to do with this case, just looking at it as like an outsider, if you look at that and it's like, oh, okay, they both got rid of their phones or got new phones, or like all this stuff, like the day before the preservation, both of them independently, the day before the preservation order, that looks really suspicious. That looks really weird and bad. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see. Okay, who all is, let me pull up. I know Ted Daniel is in the courtroom. Let me get some of our people who are in there. We can pull up and see what they're saying. I mean, that looks, it makes it look, because keep in mind, the jury doesn't have to believe, you know, that they're guilty of one thing or the other. All the defense or all the jury has to see is reasonable doubt. And when stuff like that keeps piling up, that creates doubt. So it stuff like that just looks sketchy. It just looks sketchy. And like I said, it could be something totally unrelated to this, but it just looks sketchy. I mean, all I could think of is Jackson telling Brian Albert happy birthday. That was really funny. He's like, okay. He's like, yeah, I updated it from my phone. Happy birthday. So you got rid of your phone. That was funny. That was really funny. Thank you for the super chat too, Amanda. That happy birthday was my favorite happy birthday that I've ever heard in a trial. It may be the only one, but it was also my favorite. Jay Lee says, why wouldn't Deputy Nettie ask who told him he could get rid of the phone? Well, he said that nobody, he asked him, he said nobody gave him any kind of permission or anything like that. And he said, or however he worded it, let me see, I think I put it in my notes. Did I put it in my notes? Didn't consult anyone first. He said he didn't consult anyone first. So, I don't know. And Higgins did not change his number for months. Yeah, July, August. So, yeah, 2 months later, he changed it. Lynn says it doesn't prove guilt. But that's the thing. It doesn't prove guilt, but it doesn't have to. All it has to do is give the jury some kind of doubt. Because they could be side-eyeing all this stuff the same way we are and thinking like, you know, that looks a little sus. Higgins is claiming that he didn't destroy until a month later. Yeah, he said he got the new phone. What is that? He said he got the new phone and new number. And then, let's see. Let me look at my notes. Didn't transfer anything. The subpoena was from September 30th. For the hearing where they're seeking his phone. He was informed early October that, oh no, he was informed October 21st that it had been denied. And then he says he threw it away after. Do we know that? If I'm looking at this stuff, I'm going to be like, do we know that that's when he got rid of his phone? Because if he's saying that, I don't know, because that whole thing now seems like really suspicious to me. So, I don't know. Jury will have to figure out what they think. Because if it's me, I'm thinking like, okay, well, now he's saying that he didn't get rid of it until after, but he just happened to get a new phone the day before, just like Brian Albert did. So if I'm on that jury and I'm like, okay, what are the chances of that happening? That they both just happen to get new phones and get rid of their phones the day before they were notified about the preservation order. So he could say that he didn't get rid of it. Brian Albert, we know, did because he traded his in. So we really, I mean, I'd be looking at it like, you know, already your credibility is shot with me because you're in your buddy's girls' DMs, but what do I know? What reason did he give for throwing out the phone? He said it was like old and beat up, and he said he got the new number because somebody like somebody that the target of somebody he was investigating called the number. I mean, it just, like all of these things just it creates doubt. It in no way means that they're guilty of anything, you know, any fingers that have been pointed at them, but I mean, it can definitely create doubt. I thought he got the new number in September and got rid of his phone in October. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he says, but do we know that? Do we know that he actually got rid of it in October? Because that's what he's saying. But my whole thing is he's saying that he got his new phone and his new number the day before the preservation order. But do we know that he didn't really get rid of his phone until later? I don't. If it's been said before and I have it in notes somewhere else, then I could be missing it. But I'm saying if I'm on the jury, I'd be looking at that like, Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. The coincidence is mind-blowing. The day before, he told us he's honest. Yeah, well, you know what? That's BS, because honest people don't slide into their buddies' DMs, like their buddies' girls' DMs. And Lally can point out that she's the one who initiated it. That's fine. But he's the one that's sitting there like, are you going to leave him? You going to leave him? What do you want from me? What are we going to be together? I'm surprised. Like, your weed whacker is amazing. Like, nuh-uh. You don't get to put that on her. Nope. It's all in that circle of trust. Reasonable doubt for the juror. I mean, it just looks a little suspicious. Press were now told they cannot provide live updates of the kids from court. Dang. So we won't get to know anything then. When did the friend help him with the extraction? That was within a few days of, I can't remember what day they said. I think I have it in my notes, but it was within a few days after. I mean, it was within a week. It was in that first week after John's death. Because even in those texts, it said, like, you know, instead of saying a date, it would say like Saturday this happened or whatever. So it was within a week. But I don't know. I don't remember if I have the date in my notes. So weed whacking will never be the same. Yeah, they have. Look, I am totally for the kids not being streamed. I think that's the right call. It stinks to not be able to hear any updates from the court on it. There's no charge for destruction of the phone. No, he destroyed it after, he said after the preservation order was denied. Because they had issued the preservation order to preserve the phones pending litigation. And then when the motion to get their phones was denied, he says that it wasn't until after that he got rid of the phone. Jenny George says, I doubt Unity will be long on cross. I doubt so either. Like, I think that I don't think. So we won't be able to hear anything until after they're done. I'm assuming since they're calling one, they will probably call both back to back. I don't know how long it's going to be, but between both of their I'm sure they're going to call them back to back between both of their testimonies and lunch. I don't even know when. I don't know how long they're going to be. Oh yeah, sorry, Sweet Whispers. Streamlabs does that. If there's not like a space in between a period and a letter, it thinks that you're trying to do it thinks you're trying to post a link. The order was denied in October. He said that he got the new phone in September, but he says that he didn't destroy the other one until after October. He said he got the new phone the day before he got the preservation order, but he said he didn't get rid of the other one. If the Commonwealth doesn't call Proctor, the defense will. I think that the Commonwealth would be, I mean, look, they've done a terrible job on a lot of things, but like, I think it would be a huge mistake not to call him, because they need to get ahead of some of the issues that are going to come out. But if they don't call him, could you imagine if Lally doesn't call him and he leaves it to Alan Jackson to have first go at him? Not a smart move. But huge mistake. Huge mistake. And Proctor will plead the fifth. Yeah, in the hearing, the defense said if they don't call, then we will. And they will. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you. Oh, may not call today. Yeah. If it would be a huge mistake for Lally not to call Proctor to get ahead of that. What he's trying to get out of the kids is he wants them to get on the record arguments between Karen and John. So if they I was thinking that too. I don't know that he'll ask anything of the kids. Kind of like he didn't with Paul O'Keefe, and he didn't with, because they don't have much to ask them, because, and same with, like, if you notice, they're not crossing any of the people who like Carrie Roberts, she wasn't there that night, so there was nothing that they really, wanted to ask her. And then Paul and Aaron, didn't cross them. So I don't know that they'll cross the kids either. But I guess we'll find out once it's over. All right, so let me think. We have this might be a while. And I'm trying to think. Transcripts of this stuff with transcripts are always made available. The transcripts for this case will be crazy expensive because it's such a long trial. Heartbreaking what the kids have been through. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I can't. The amount of loss, to deal with everything they dealt with at such a young age, I can't even imagine. Do you know if John legally adopted the children? Yeah, he was the legal guardian. He had the I have the court papers saved somewhere on my computer, but when I first started looking into all this. TomTat76 says, one day of court this week, and the lollygagger puts the kids on the stand trying to change the momentum up a little. I think he's trying to get everything about it's like he's trying to get everything about the fighting in all at once. Because he brought in the Aruba stuff, and then the text between her and Higgins, and now he's bringing in the kids to question them about, you know, arguments and stuff that they'd seen. Yeah, I would not be surprised if we didn't see any more live court. Lally will most likely drag this out all day. It's very possible. I'm trying to think, because this might be a while. I really need to get the podcast episode done. They're not going to be able to live tweet or report on this. There are two kids. There's the niece and the nephew. And I don't know how long this is going to take. Is my mic turned down? I don't think so. Let me see. No? Shouldn't be. Do I sound quiet? All right, I think what I'm going to do is I will keep an eye on if they come back. I'll set up a stream for this afternoon. The media will be able to report on what happened afterwards. They just can't do any kind of, they can't have their computers or anything like that. Like they can't have any kind of electronic stuff. So I'll keep the feed up over here. I'll create a new stream. But this will probably take a while. So I am going to, we'll end this stream. I'm going to work on the podcast for a while. So I can make use of my time since I'm leaving. And then when they come back, then we can jump in. Sound good? Here, I'll make this stream. I can portal y'all over to the new one. And then, yeah, the media is told they can use pen and paper. Old school. Karen Reed, trial day 18, part 2. I don't know what time is it now? 9, so it'd be 10. I'm going to say 1. We're just going to guess. We're going to guess. Because maybe that, I mean, 1 my time, 2 their time. We're just going to, because that's about what time they normally come back from lunch. We're just going to guess. If they start early, then, part 2. If they start early, we'll come back early. If they start later, we can come back later. We got to find out who will have the testimony. Who will have the testimony for what? Nobody's going to have the testimony. They're not allowed to stream it. That's the whole reason we're stopping. All right, I've got it set up to there we go. All right, I've got it set up to send y'all over to the new stream so you can hit notify me. That way when it does come back and we go live, you'll get a notification. I will keep it on one of my monitors over here and keep an eye on it while I'm working on the podcast. Yeah, the media will report after the children's testimony is done. They can't do anything while the kids are up there. So we're just going to end for now. I'm going to work on the podcast for a bit. And then I thought it was just a recess and be back at 11. So they are expecting the kids to be done then. They are bringing the kids in. They did a 10-minute recess and then bringing the kids in to testify. So who knows how long it'll take. With Lally, who knows? Could be both of them are done in an hour. Could be stringing it out all day. Not sure. But I am going to use this time to get more of the podcast done. So I'm going to end here. I will see y'all over in the new stream. And make sure you hit notify me because as soon as they come back, I will go live.